Alright, fuckers, welcome back. I mean, to be honest, it's only been, what, 4 hours? Because I draw twice a day, woohoo! I have that liberty for the time being. But yes, the audio did cut out the previous video. This morning for me, yeah, but the previous video, the audio did cut out. But there wasn't really much else. I was just fucking going on another spurgy tangent about how I'm gonna make animorphs and all that shit. And then I realized the audio cut out, so I wrote down the audio cut out. Thanks for watching. Blah. Oh no, fuck you for watching. Blah blah blah. Give me money. All that wonderful shit. So today we're going to be doing sci-fi loot box workout from artwod. Right. Again, please sign up for artwod. Right. Honestly, at this point, I require you all, or I beg you all, to sign up. More so for my own safety. Right. I still don't know if this is technically illegal or copyright infringement because I'm not showing any of their content. I'm simply doing the work, right? I'm just doing the work. And again, I'm encouraging all of you to check out their content because they will explain it a lot better than I ever will, right? You're supposed to watch my journey and give them money and also me money. Anyways, all right, become a consumer, but anyways, fucking whatever. The first part of this workout is to draw 5 of the following in various angles. So 5 single rounded boxes, 5 multiple rounded boxes, and 5 chamfered boxes, right? There's again a lot of overlap with the bots workout, right? But this is a sci-fi loot box workout. So again, I'm gonna fill, this was just good practice. None of this will really make sense or bear fruit, and it might seem as if I'm just doing the same shit or repetitive for a lot of you, but I'm gonna stop talking and start drawing. But yeah, I'm just trying to do it in the angles, right? So that's really off, but that's okay. I think maybe this camera is a bit too, whatever, this is fine. Just gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, that looks a bit wonky, right? Which is why I'm gonna fill this page front and back with these before moving on to the next step, right? At this point, my eyes can see it, but the hand-eye coordination is not there. So, again, some more single rounded boxes. That's better. Something like that, right? That is what they mean, right? Let me check the workout itself. Yeah, that's basically what it means when he's talking about single rounded boxes. Jesus Christ, that was a hard angle. Yeah, kind of converged it a bit drastically there. So I have to account for that space. You always want to be doing the calculations while you're drawing, of course. That was a fuck up, as you all saw. See, like, I want to keep that perspective in mind, also this rounding in mind as I go. Right? If you're wondering what the rounding is, it's this. We're going along the perspective. And then we're just rounding across that edge, like so. right? Same thing's happening here, and obviously we're just seeing that subtle one over there. Same thing, I can give an example here. I do believe well, that is a bit off. And same thing, right? If we were to just pretend like there was a cutout in the corners, that's what it would amount to. I don't know what the fuck I changed again about my damn setup, but now it's a bit more annoying to draw. But maybe I just need to relax my body. See, this is the corner that is being rounded. It's a good way to keep in mind exactly what you are doing. Like this little cutout thing I'm doing. This isn't necessary, by the way, but if anything, it's a good reminder for me, right? So yeah, see? And we just need to do one more because it says 5. So I'll just keep doing 5 chunks until, of course, it feels a bit better. Oh god. Or I mean, not feels a bit better, until it makes a bit more sense. I feel more confident with it. Right, so do a bottom angle, something like this. Yeah, something like that. See, kind of misaligned it here, but same concept. And again, you want to be always thinking about the perspective and visualizing as much as you can. That's what I try to do. It's not like I'm doing it perfectly or incredibly 24/7. Fuck it, let's just fill this space up. Make it 6 or 7. But let me rest my brain first. I'm just looking at how Antonio does it in the example as well. Interesting. It's obviously important to account for errors as well, right? This is diverging, that's an error. This is a bit wonky over here. This one is actually pretty good overall, from what I can tell. Let's see. There you go. That was difficult, but doable. Let's see, did I line this one correctly? About to find out. It may be slightly, let's see, diverging, yeah. Yeah, it's slightly diverging, this to this. And actually, this as well. These two are diverging, which makes it look off. Okay, yeah, see, it's good to keep this in mind. And this is a great way to just practice seeing the perspective as well, right? See, that's a mistake. That should have been more curved. See? And now we have this curve right here. I could try to explain this, and I'll do my best. Oh, this is misaligned, as you can tell, slightly. Right. I will do my best to explain, but genuinely, just fucking go to artwod. They'll do a much better job. But the gist of it is, you have a. I mean, I already kind of explained it before, but you just have a square plane, right? And you are just following along the edge, like this. That kind of looks like an ellipse. This is what I mean. You're coming to the wrong person if you want an example, all right? Give them money, so in turn, they will give me money. I've already used this joke, I believe, in one of my earlier videos, if not my intro video. But yeah, same thing. Look, it's just curving along, picking 2 points that are the same, right? So it's this and this. You want it to be even, right? Here and here, here and here, and you're just connecting the dots. That's basically what it is. But again, please, artwod. And I'm not even saying this to save my ass. Honestly, they're just a great program. Like, you are doing yourself a disservice. Too bitch. But no, I mean, look at my progress. If you want to wonder where this progress comes from, right? Where do I get these fundamentals practices? It's from them. It's as simple as that, right? There really is no shilling behind it apart from just the raw, hard, girthy truth. Now we're gonna do multiple rounded boxes, right? So let's do. I like multiple rounding a lot because it really forces me to think about the perspective, which is, again, that's what we're trying to do, right? Really trying to force ourselves to think about the perspective. Multiple rounding is just if there's a plane projected outward on top of the single rounding, you know? I will explain it after I do this, because that maybe didn't make much sense. But again, you just always want to be thinking about the perspective, and me saying this out loud also helps reinforce that for me, right? If I'm telling myself always want to be thinking about the perspective, then that's something I'm going to be reinforcing to myself as I draw, i.e. teaching and learning, right? But see, now this is curving over there, this is curving down here, so it's something like that. It's having a bit of a convergence, and this is just connecting, like so. But the best part, or I guess depending on who you are, no, honestly the best part of multiple rounding is the fact that there's so much more to think about. It's not like you're done after you do this. You also have this, right? That has to be taken into account as well, which is why you literally just have to see the perspective at all times. And again, my lines will look a bit wonky. That's a mistake, right? Why is it curving into that? It should be more flush. But this is how you get better. This is truth. You just got to keep thinking extremely hard. Yeah, I like multiple rounding a lot. Antonio doesn't show it in his example. Not sure why, but he doesn't show it in his example. But again, it's all part of the beginner roadmap now. They're actually officially, as of May 1st, 2025, they will be removing the beginner drawing basics course, right? Which has more grinding, but this is due to the fact that they believe they've accomplished the same level of value and quality with the drawing basics course. And I think, and they've also acknowledged that people want more grinding to do, so they're gonna add that to the roadmap as well, which is great, which is really all anybody needs. So yeah. See, I think that might be incorrect. I didn't think about that, right? Which is the problem. There you go. That is multiple rounding. I will explain it after I take a break. I gotta figure out how the fuck to draw. I'm gonna stretch now too. Oh god. Oh, my back. My traps. Oh, kill me. But today is gonna be a great upper body day. Just a little tidbit into my life. That was a fake laugh, to be honest. And my face looked very depressed when I was making that laugh. Just a heads up. But yeah, so let me just explain very roughly, just like how I did here, how multiple rounding works, right? So you have, where should I even put it? Because I'll put it here, right? You have, same thing, right? You have a plane. Doesn't really matter if it's even or not, but you have a plane, right? Now take the plane and shrink it by a certain amount, you know? Let's just say we're shrinking it evenly up to this point. If this is the perspective, like it's going this way, then we're just gonna bring it up however amount we want. And now this is the new plane. Okay? This is the new plane. Right? Whatever. It's like this. Multiple rounding is literally just finding that and curving, creating a curve, a round from the top, from the edge of the smaller plane to the bigger plane. And you keep the perspective in mind, like so, right? And depending on where you're looking at, we're not gonna see this curve over here, where it's going like that, right? We're gonna see this one, like so. Actually kind of fucked it up, it should have been over here. Whatever, we're gonna see this one, and this one, but then it's just gonna connect like that, right? We're just seeing the top edge. This is why you don't listen to me, guys. Same thing here, because the explanation I'm giving you is just a really shit version of the much clearer explanation your boy Antonio will give you, right? So yeah, that's it. There you go. That's multiple rounding. Now we're gonna draw 4 to 6 more, and I'm going to try doing it without using these guidelines. Now let's do something along the lines of, let's see this, where we have this plane, and now every plane I draw is just that top plane. It's just this, and now I have to imagine. First, I have to visualize the perspective, so it's going this way, and I have to think about how it's jutting out, right? And then I draw the curve, like so. Same thing here. This is this way and this way, this way, this way and this way, right? So how do I draw that curve? Where's it going? Same thing. This thing is coming down, so it might be a bit more shallow on that end, right? And then same thing here, where it's like that. You see? Kind of fucked it up at the edge. Should have been straighter. That's converging a bit too fast. But now look, exact same effect, but it looks more impressive if you can indicate that form, right? Without needing to actually draw. See, I diverged there. That's a fuck up on my end. without having to draw the, what's it called, the sort of measuring lines, as I like to call them, right? Same thing here. So we have, actually wait, did I fuck this up? Oh no, this should have been the, actually no, this is this end. So yeah, it's going inwards now, and this is, we have to pretend like the box is here. So again, let's see if this is same thing. You gotta think about that. So is it like this? Like that. So is it, what is it? Is it like, is that correct? That doesn't seem correct to me. I'm trying to understand if I visualize that correctly or not. It feels as if this is curved a bit too much. Let's try again. How long has it been? It's already been 20 minutes? What the fuck? What the absolute fuck? Why am I sweating? Fuck, I'm not even working that hard. Why the fuck am I sweating? Might be dehydrated. Drink some more water. Rest my brain, perhaps. So the key here, I'd like to believe, is just to think harder, as that's how I believe it should. That's in my opinion, that's the answer to everything. Just think harder, bro. So let's see. Yeah, I'm way too fucking far away from my page. It's like if this is where the page is, this is where I am. This is my arm being like, ugh. So I definitely gotta do something about that. But let's see what this would look like. I think that's a bit better, right? In terms of like the rounding. It's kind of, where do you go from here is my question, right? Because if I'm just trying to indicate that there's rounding occurring on the other hand, like if we're just trying to say this is on the other end, right? So let's do that first. So this is just normal single rounding, right? A bit of a fuck up in the line. I'll wait there. And this is also converging too fast compared to this. Should have made this more subtle. It's a bit off center. But same thing, right? If we want this, this. So what the fuck would it look like is the question. That? Does that make sense? I don't think it does. And it feels very misaligned as well. Let's try again. Let's just keep doing it. What's stopping me from just continuously trying again? This isn't what the workout requires, but this is what I require to understand it better, right? Really just focus on visualizing as well. So again, so I think I definitely have this front part down better. This curve could have been a bit better, but I definitely think I have this understood decently well, right? So it's mainly the back end that needs a better understanding. And by the way, this is just like this part, right? The goal is to be able to do all of this, on all the edges, without thinking, like without the construction lines, of course. So it's like that. That's actually a better. That's much better. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Maybe these were correct. Maybe this was misaligned, but maybe this one was correct. That this is the issue right here. You see, it's this type of curve. Yeah, so this had this problem, and this one had like this being completely misaligned, right? This problem, but when it's a bit clearer now, same concept, starting to look a lot better. You see, the power of learning, everybody. Oh my god. So yeah, okay, cool. And now let's try. Now that we've just barely understood this, what do we do next? Make it harder, right? So now I'm going to try connecting now. So let's do. Okay, and we have to connect it, right? That's actually a bit easier, to be honest, because then I just have to find out where where this is. That's actually easier. What the fuck? Yeah, see, because then it's just a matter of. Let's see. Yeah, I swear that's easier, because now. Actually, wait. Is it going all the way around? Did I make this too thick? Well, let's see. Or do I just bring it around here? Here and then. Technically, yeah, that is rounded. Actually, it's a bit off. Okay, but like you can see the rounding is being insinuated. Maybe this is definitely a bit too sharp. And I think this is too, it's jutting out too much, maybe. Right? Because we have to think about all those little, yeah, this should be maybe a bit closer. That's crazy. Okay. That's not bad, I don't think. Let me try that again. Right? Again, this is technically the same thing. I've just removed all the guidelines, and we're basing it purely off the contours with our understanding of what's actually happening with the shape. That's what I'm trying to do. There you go. Then because again, these are the elevated planes, right? And yeah, it's always easier to see it with smaller drawings. So maybe this is cheating, right? But I'm trying to think. Something like that. That looks much more off because something here is not working. It's converging too fast. This curve doesn't make much sense. Why is this so far away? Okay, let me rest my brain. I'll do one more here. And then we'll just move on to chamfered because we'll be able to use the other side as well, right? And there's more to come. So has it been half an hour? Yeah, that's good on time. Yeah, something about this is not right. It's not a because this is the issue actually that I'm noticing. These all look like this is higher, like this is higher, this is higher, right? It's not supposed to be that way. This is what's supposed to be technically elevated, right? This is what I've been going for, you know, and I did visualize it pretty decently, right? But we need the same thing here. So what that means is, yeah, technically this is correct, but now we have this. So what is it like? Is it super thin? Is that what's happening? Yes, it's much thinner. It needs to be much thinner in order to symbolize that. Right? Same here. It needs to go closer. Like that. Still a bit off. And that might be because, well, why is that? So it's a bit better, I think. Okay, the only way to do this is to visualize it and try again. And so I think I definitely need to slow down a little bit. But I do think I'm getting it as well. I'm understanding what the problem is, right? Because this, again, this looks okay, but we need, the biggest thing is understanding the spatial relationship, right? That's the most important thing. So if I were to do it again, but just in a slightly different angle. Right, we need to understand that there is an elevation. There's a relationship of elevation happening here. And that's the most important thing to take into account. And I'm purposefully elevating it more now to see how that would look. Right? But the principle remains the same. So these are elevated. So, shit, did my head bang on this? So we need to account for the fact that they're elevated. I guess, am I also, if I'm just doing it this way, I'm trying to make it so it should be something like, let's see, so it should be something like that, because it's technically just a box around all this, right? So I just need to visualize how that would look. So it would be something like, something very similar happening on the other side. So it's important to think about all the relations occurring. Right? A bit better? No, because I converged it a little bit too much. But again, this is what I was trying to do. Right? It's on all sides, so technically I guess it should have been a bit straighter. So maybe these are diverging actually, that's also another issue. This line and that line. It's a bit better now. Better actually though. Still definitely better. Right? This is what's happening here. Oh, so I need this to actually go higher up. There you go. Okay. That's good. I really visualized there. I did my best, right? So we'll leave that one there for now, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. That's a great way to practice multiple rounding, which is just the planes and then visualizing the rounding without any of these indicators. That's actually fucking really good. So let me rest my brain. But yeah, the end goal for this workout is to obviously create a sci-fi looking robot, and that's what I'm planning on doing. But you see how this is the foundation of that all, right? So please, again, do check out artwod. They've actually completely fucking rejected me so many times now. First, I applied to become a UI designer for them, told me to fuck right off and get a response. So yeah, ghosting is basically a giant middle finger, and I will carry that rage with me for the rest of my life. And then what is it? When I first started this channel, uploaded like literally December 18th is when I got the email, and December 17th, I believe, is when I put out my first video, right? So something along the lines of that. But they basically they sent out an email right when I was starting my channel saying, "Oh, become an artwod program affiliate." But their minimum requirement for subscribers was 100. I didn't have that. I just fucking hit 100 now yesterday, thanks to Broken Draw, and your boy, and I asked again to like the team and all that shit in the Discord, because now I checked the same link and it's minimum 1,000. I'm like, bruh, oh my god, it's never gonna happen. And the guy, one of the community members, was like, hey, email them anyways, see how it goes. Like, apply for it anyways, even if it's a minimum 1,000. Have not received a response back. So G to the G, right? And yet I still shill for them. Why can't you see Artwod? Why can't you see Mr. Antonio Artwod? That how much I love your program. God damn it. Seriously though, they're the reason I can do all this. So sign up for that shit if you actually care about getting good at art. Right? Antonio says this one thing in one of his videos where it's like, oh, what's it called? We should all just, because one of the not criticisms, but one of the things he hears is people are like, we should just draw whatever we want and be free. It's like, yeah, sure, and I agree with this. And he's like, if you want to draw like a 5-year-old, then yeah, draw whatever the fuck you want. But if you want to actually draw to improve and improve efficiently and have a good structure for your house of artistic skills to lay upon, then this is program artwod. Okay, next is chamfering. I actually haven't done chamfer before, but with the way he shows it, it seems to be pretty simple. Let me actually just do the example that he does. The chamfering is pretty simple. You're basically just cutting off a portion of the box. Let's say you have a box that goes like this. You're literally just, obviously trying to find the even side of it all, but you're just cutting it off. Lots of cool things can be done with chamfering, and it's actually, I would say, the easiest of these manipulations, because actually, is it the easiest? I fucking struggled a lot with this. But thanks to the mental work I put in with Crazy Scooters, it feels like the easiest, which is saying something. So yeah, right, this is basically chamfering. I think I fucked that up. Yeah, I did fuck that up. Well, don't look at my worst examples, look at my best examples. And then simply assume that's my baseline ability. See, something like that. I guess if another way I were to show it is chamfering is literally something like, well, there's lots of ways to chamfer. Chamfering is basically contour manipulation, to be honest. Just another way to say contour manipulation. But I guess another way is you could do something like this, right? Where you actually chamfer like so. Right? That could also be a form of chamfering. And then if you want to really continue it, we could continue adding a chamfered box to this, right? So maybe it could be something like that. Like so, right? This could also be a chamfer. And you see how just by doing this is more difficult, and that's why I make it simple and only focus on the box. But because chamfering is slightly easier, it's easier to come up with interesting designs, right? And then you could chamfer even further, because again, if this is our perspective, it's going down, we could really do something like this, right? There you go, ta-da! You have chamfered this off, this side off, that side off, curve this. I think chamfering does have to do more with straight edges though. So, don't quote me on that, but I believe chamfering means just do like a straight carving off, right? So what other types of chamfering can you do? Well, you could just chamfer one side, right? So let's say we have something like this. Technically, you could just chamfer this off. I think. Fucked up that perspective. But I think that could be true as well. And funny enough, you're not going to even see this on this side because obviously I'm showing it from a different angle. But I guess let me show that side, right? So if we were to rotate it and we would have it, let's make it really obvious, like here, right? If we're looking at the side, then yeah, you could have something like this, right? See? It's cut off, and we just chamfered this little piece off. The word chamfer is starting to not sound real. Jesus, my lines. But yeah, I fucked that line up completely, but hopefully that makes sense. Let me take a little break. Just chamfering, I don't know, how can I make it more difficult? Actually, I know exactly how I can make it more difficult, and I'm gonna fill that up over here. Yeah. When in doubt, just do more on the exact same base, right? Why does it have to be one? It could be multiple. And it can be multiple within the same one. So that's what I'll do. But yeah, give me a few seconds as I rest my brain. Spacing effect. Oh yeah, for newcomers, I do this for the spacing effect, which is called the gap effect, which basically every time you rest your brain, while you're focusing on something intensive, right, you rest your brain for anywhere about 10 to 15 seconds, your brain replays what you just did, and it essentially does that repetition you just did, but at 20 times over, so at 20 times the speed. So you're basically 200xing your progress. Is it true? Yes, the science says so. Is science real? I don't know. I don't believe in that shit, but I do it because I like listening to people and doing what I'm told. Okay, so yes, as I was saying, well, I can just turn my iPad off. I don't need that shit anymore. And how much time do I have? 13 minutes. Fuck, man, I love art. This is the fucking most infuriating but amazing part is I can just lose myself in this. And somehow I'm just used to talking for a fucking hour or 2 hours a day at this point while I draw. But chamfering can also be, as I was saying, multiple, right? So I can do this and bring it here and then do something like that might be inaccurate, but that's how you learn, right? Yeah, actually, it should be more like that. There you go. Right, so what exactly did I do here? Well, you're about to see, because I can do this and this. That, and then bring that over. Ignore this line. But yeah, and then we can see what I mean? Essentially, you're making cutouts. Maybe not the best example, so let me do another one for myself. Let's do a different perspective. Let's see, something like this. right? So that could be something that you do. And again, I guess if we were to chamfer something off here, it would look more like that, right? Something like that. And then you bring it back here. Same thing. Obviously, trying to keep the perspective in mind is the most important yet difficult part. But there you go. That's actually a horrible example because I drew extremely tiny as well, and I think I lost what I was trying to do at the end of it. So let's try again. Let's focus on the perspective. First, do something like this. There you go. See, that's a chamfer, right? This is the box I cut it out of, and then we can see, there you go. Is that technically a chamfer? I think so, right? But I honestly think what Antonio was looking for was really more something like I don't think these examples are actually what he was looking for. It really just might have been something more like you have a box, you chamfer it, and that's it. This might have been more along the lines of what he wanted, but it's hard to tell. I think this is just purely based on our creativity, right? So like that is the exact example that was given. But again, if we were to just right, that could also be a chamfer, could it not? Is that just a cutout? Well, now that I do have more subscribers somehow. Yeah, please do let me know what you think, how it works. Or if you don't know, why the fuck don't you know? Why are you watching my video if you don't know anything? God damn it. But it's funny that what I thought would be easiest ended up becoming the most confusing, but not in terms of applicability, but more so in terms of design. Yeah, how I can make it unique design out of it. Okay, I have like 10 minutes basically, so I'm gonna go gym after this. Okay, fucking Jesus Christ. All right. Okay, let's try to think. There you go. I think that makes sense, right? Maybe it's a bit hard to see, but I think that makes sense. Now the important part is just to keep the perspective consistent, and obviously the lines not as shit as they are being. Right? So it's good. This also teaches me what lines I struggle with as well. Okay, that ended up not being even. I see now like the left side so much longer. But this is just practice for chamfering. So I guess, although keeping proportion in mind is important, for this maybe not so much. Yeah, see, that looks okay. Again, I guess from what I'm trying to understand is a chamfer seems to be mainly like diagonal cuts, right? So if we have something facing this way, then it would be like that, right? And then maybe like that, and then it would come down like so, right? Right? This is a chamfer, from my understanding. I think it's just a lot of diagonal cut acrosses, from what I'm getting at. This was really fun to do. I fucking love art, man. I love art so much, right? I guess same thing here. If we had a box that was chamfered and we really wanted to make it known, then we would do something like this, right? Okay, chamfer here, chamfer there, then it's going back around, then it's coming here, and then we have, I don't know, maybe something like this, right? Kind of ended up looking like an S, but a manipulated box that has a bunch of chamfers would probably look like something like this, right? Because these are diagonal cut acrosses, and still keeping the perspective in mind, but I fucked up here somewhere. Oh yeah, because we need that, right? It would be something like this, I'd like to think. Right? Is that chamfer? Is that correct? You have box, because multiple rounding is you round on those points, but chamfer seems to be just, okay, cut across randomly, right? Something like that. That just looks like a house. But I think that is what chamfering is. I mean, I would like to fill out the right side of this page, but I mean, I'll just do whatever I can. So let me practice this one more time. Yeah, I'm still doing my best to visualize. Sometimes I do forget. It's a 50-50 right now, but the more you do it, the better you get. So right? Now we just need something that indicates this is perspective is off, but that is closer? Is it closer? I think I'm making these too small, actually. This maybe should have been a bit bigger, right? This is too far away, because that. Okay, but what about this one? It's over here, so there's an interlap. So yeah, that does make sense, I think. I'm gonna have to figure this one out a bit more. And let me try again then. Because it really does matter how I think about it. Okay. Again, they're slightly different sizes, and I fucked up the perspective for this one, but if I were just to think about it as if something like that. This is inaccurate. Actually, I think this needs a bigger curve, like so. Yeah, that seems to be better. Again, because we have this, this, this. So I guess it actually needs... No, I had it right the first time. What in the actual fuckery? Did I? I'm gonna have to figure this out. But... And I'll fill this out, obviously, what, fucking 5 days from now? Basically, because we're just going through it. But yeah, this is technically, welcome to the sci-fi lootbox workout. But really, welcome to practicing the first step of that, right? But that was fun as shit. Oh my god. That was so good. And... I would, fuck me, I'd bang my knee on the on the drawing table, but worked my brain out, right? That was me clapping, I went like this. Anyways, worked my brain out, tried to visualize to the best of my ability, right? Slowly starting to see everything, which feels good. I think I did make progress here. I think I'm very close to figuring out how the contours line up in perspective. Because again, what we're doing is just this, but without the guidelines, essentially, right? So that's not bad, and I'm actually pretty happy and proud, and actually very, very content. This was a great practice, right? I definitely need to think harder for the chamfering, because this is huge. I'm gonna really practice more of the chamfering, or really think harder for the chamfering when we continue onwards with this, because this is insanely important for crazy scooters as well, right? Keeping perspectives in mind. I might start doing combinations of the chamferings, right? But maybe that'll just come with the sci-fi loot box, right? Or maybe that can just continue onwards with crazy scooters. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be doing warm-up and portrait roadmap. It'll be fun. But either way, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing and please give me money. Where's the pause button?